The comedian Bill Burr has a new comedy special. I really like Bill Burr, though for me, when it comes to comedy, there's Norm Macdonald. There was Norm Macdonald, the greatest, maybe the all-time greatest. And then there's sort of everybody else. So it's not like I'm a big super fan of really any living comedian. But as far as living comedians go, I think Bill Burr is very, very funny. And he's a pretty sharp guy. And certainly very entertaining. So he's got this new special out. I haven't been able to see the whole special, but there's a clip that has gone viral, and it is a clip in which Bill Burr takes on abortion. It tells you a lot about the moment that we're living in, post-Dobbs, Roe v. Wade overruled, the abortion conversation taking on a whole new dimension, even the way comedy has evolved. Take a listen to Bill's take.
I don't like people telling me what to do, and I always just like, it's your body. Who the am I to tell you what to do with your body? So that always made sense, all right? However, I still think you're killing a baby. See? That's where it gets weird. Like, I sit on the fence and the whole thing makes sense to me. Whatever anybody's saying, like, don't tell me what to do. It's my body, my choice. That's right, man. She's right. Leave me the hell alone. How are you killing a baby? Well, I mean, there is that.
All right, pause it right here. Pause it right here. I love the way that he's setting this up. It's similar to the way Louis C.K. set up abortion, which is he said, look, abortion, I'll clean up the language a little. Abortion, it's just like going to the bathroom. You go get an abortion, you go to the bathroom, it's just exactly the same thing. There's no difference whatsoever. Or you're murdering a baby. And so he gives you the setup. I'm very pro-choice. I support abortion. But does this bother you? And the pro-abortion people can't acknowledge that. That's why they use all the euphemisms. They never say killing a baby. They never call the baby a baby. They don't even use the word abortion as much anymore. They say it's women's choice. Reproductive rights. Yeah, even though this is the opposite of reproduction. Yeah, it's women's health. All these euphemisms because they can't deal with the reality. And good comedians never shy away from the reality. So they're saying, look, yeah, I get it. And he's probably being sincere here. I can't tell if he's being totally ironic just to get a pro-life message through, or if he's being like, yeah, I get abortion. Yeah, it's fine. I'm kind of vaguely pro, but you are killing a baby, right? You're not going to shy away from that. So then here's the punchline.
I mean, if we're going to be honest, that is the whole purpose of the procedure. You're not going in there because you got an earache. You're going in there because you're like, I got a baby in me, get the out of here, right? You walk in with a baby, you come out without one. What happened to the baby, right? Something happened. So, pro-choice people are like, well, it's not a life yet. It's not a baby yet. If you do, I don't know what they say. Before you do the first Thursday or the last Tuesday, you spin around one time.
Pause it here, too. I love the way he's doing this, too. Because he's saying, look, they're saying it's not a life yet. And I don't know, maybe. What do I know? I'm not a bi. But here's what I know about their arguments, is their arguments are always like, well, yeah, it's at 15 weeks. Magically, for some reason, at 15 weeks, you're a living human being, but not at 14 weeks and 6 days. That's why. And he just takes that to an extreme, which is, yeah, and then you spin around and on Tuesday morning, it's right. So he's showing his hand a little bit more. You can start to tell, okay, this guy seems to be a little bit more on the pro-life side here. Now, the punchline is phenomenal. First, though, got to tell you about our friends over at Good Ranchers. In Ronald Reagan's farewell address, he said, all great change in America begins around the dinner table. Bring your family to the dinner table with Good Ranchers. I really love Good Ranchers. When I was growing up as a kid, having steak was a special occasion kind of a thing. The steak at the butcher shop, it was kind of expensive, and I know I sound like an old man. We walked uphill 15 miles both ways, but it was a real special occasion kind of thing. Good Ranchers makes it such that you can have steak. The ordinary American family can have steak regularly. I've been eating Good Ranchers probably 3 times a week. Their steaks are extremely high quality, all American meat. Just magnificent, magnificent stuff. Born, raised, harvested here in the U.S. They ship it right to your door. You can actually, if you subscribe, you can lock in your price. So you can either just order the meat, get a box of meat, that's great. The chicken's great, the ribeyes are great, the T-bones, the Wagyu burgers, or you can subscribe, lock in your price, and then you've just got it for the lifetime of your subscription. So it's inflation-proof, it's crazy. Right now, use my code Knowles, Knowles, to get your steakhouse experience for $30 off plus free shipping on your order. Shipping in general is not cheap. This is a lot of top quality meat. So make sure you take advantage of this offer. Go to goodranchers.com/Knowles. Start bringing people back to the table and eating seriously delicious food. If you already bought from Good Ranchers, show me what you're making. Post a photo of your meal. Tag me and our friends over at Good Ranchers so they can see it too.
It's not a baby yet. That's what they say, which may or may not be true. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I'll tell you, my gut tells me that doesn't make sense. It's not a baby yet. That would be like if I was making a cake and I poured some batter in a pan and I put it in the oven, and then 5 minutes later you came by and you grabbed the pan, you threw it across the floor, and I went, what the f***, you just ruined my birthday cake? And then you were like, well, that wasn't a cake yet. It's like, well, it would have been. If you didn't do what you just did, there would have been a cake in 50 minutes. Something happened to that cake, you cake murdering son of a bitch.
He's really good. The thing about Bill Burr is I once saw him do a bit, I think it was at an Opie and Anthony festival or something, and I saw the bit online, and he can roll extemporaneously. He's clearly got really, really great chops. He plays the room so well. This bit was worked out, and the analogy is great here. Because he's even showing, sometimes, occasionally, pro-life advocates will go a little far too. And they'll say, well, no, there's absolutely no distinction whatsoever between a baby at, 10 weeks and 6 months and 2 years and 5 years. And that's not exactly true either. Obviously, there are physical differences for sure and differences of development. But it's essentially the same thing. We are talking about a baby at every stage. And the cake analogy, I think, is great. He goes, yeah, okay, the cake at 5 minutes in, it's not the exact same as the cake at an hour, but it is my cake, okay? It is my cake. And if you just leave the cake in there, it's going to be exactly like the cake that you're picturing in your mind. You cake-murdering SOB. The place that you find comedy will tell you where the culture is moving very often. This is true, it goes back to court jesters, that the court jester is the only one who's allowed to speak truth to the king. And it's very funny, that's how he can get away with it. Well, that's the same thing here. The establishment, the corporate mandated top-down culture that is just trying to suck the life out of you, in this case literally, is very pro-abortion. But the subversive elements, the counterculture, they're the ones who are saying, no, hold on, that's not just a clump of cells, that's not just a parasite, it's a baby, right? Can we at least get back to the place where we're saying, it's a baby? And Bill Burr does it with aplomb. Excellent job.